now. A parent of a student transported to the hospital after suffering a medical emergency this morning. The search continues for the missing diver in Buffalo, now with some additional help.
And I'm Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter. It was a chilly one out there this morning, but we've got a warm up on the way for the weekend. We'll talk about it in a few minutes coming up.
And a couple of big-name politicians visit Buffalo today. Those stories and more coming up on this Tuesday, October 17th, 2017.
Live and on demand from the Chautauqua Audio Works studios in downtown Jamestown. This is your source for breaking news. WNY News Now.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Justin Gould.
And I'm James Reed. Our top story today, Cassadaga Valley School Superintendent Chuck Leichner says a parent suffered a medical emergency and lost control of her vehicle during student drop-offs this morning.
Children were all safely in the building. There wasn't any kind of a safety risk for our students, and the parent was treated by the EMTs and the medical responders and is on the way to the hospital for some care. Yeah, and the vehicle was moving extremely slowly. It was just almost as if it were creeping out of the driveway and then into the grass, and then it just settled in the grass, and no damage was done, and no one was harmed.
State police tell us that the woman will not face charges.
Also making headlines right now, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers assisted with the search for missing Buffalo police diver Craig Lehner on Monday. Lieutenant Jeff Rinaldo says yesterday's search consisted of state-of-the-art, sophisticated sonar, and 3D mapping technology.
A lot of the day was spent having those boats traverse the water from the point where we know the diver entered as far down as the International Bridge. From the way it was explained, the way the mapping works is they have to make multiple passes. Every time they make a pass in a certain grid pattern, produces one layer of the map. The more passes, the more layers of the map that get developed. The images it develops are extremely sophisticated. You could see literally rocks on the bottom of the water. As we've been saying now for days, unfortunately, the amount of debris field that is on the American side of this river, extending out as far as possibly 100, 200 feet, is just extremely complicated, extremely complex. So it just involves a lot of swipes with sonar, swipes with cameras. Unfortunately, because of yesterday's weather, I should say, the visibility was almost between 0 and 1 foot. We had divers in from early this morning. They made multiple passes, and it was determined that the likelihood of the divers being able to have a productive day wasn't going to be there. So we pulled our divers out. They've all been on standby in the event that we did locate our diver, then we would send them back in. So the most of the day, as I said, was done with electronic scanning and technology, and tomorrow we'll continue with that.
Buffalo police also announced that the candlelight vigil originally scheduled for Tuesday night will be held on Wednesday.
County Executive hopeful George Borrello and a host of other political candidates toured a Jamestown neighborhood recently. Borrello talked about the future of southern Chautauqua County and the challenge of getting younger voters to the polls.
And great things are happening in Jamestown and all over the county, and I'm happy to report that people do have an interest in being involved. You know, every place that we've gone to, someone's had a great idea to offer or something they want to contribute. And I've handed out a lot of cards and talked to a lot of people, and these people do want to engage. They want to be a part of the solution, which is really key to really uplifting and elevating Chautauqua County.
You feel like your vote matters?
Yeah, I feel like every vote matters.
Why?
Like everybody has an opinion. Everybody has the right to express it.
So do you feel that by voting, you're affecting change?
Yeah, I think so.
Nice. Are you going to vote?
Yeah, I'll vote. He gave me a pen. I got to vote for him now.
All right, now let's check in with Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter for a first look at your weather. Hey, Dakota.
Hey, good morning, guys. Man, it was just brutal out there this morning. Take a look at some of the observed low temperatures this morning across the region. Jamestown actually dipped to 30. Take a look at Olean of 28. Woo, boy, that's cold. And again, the temperatures really were in the lower to mid 30s across the region today. But don't worry, a warm-up is on the way. We'll talk about it in a few minutes. Back to you guys.
Alrighty, Dakota, thank you. Well, check this out. It's a new marquee at the Regina. Crews finished work over the weekend on this project. And James, it was pretty cool. when the comptroller was in Jamestown on Friday. It was kind of a crazy day for me anyways, because I was following him around, legitimately running as he went on his walking tour. No. You know how when you shoot B-roll of a walking tour, you got to run way ahead and shoot them as they walk towards you, and then they pass you, and you got to keep running all the way. So we passed that, and they were ripping out the old one, putting in the new one, and it was kind of like a bittersweet feeling almost, because it's been a big staple.
He's been there for ages.
Yeah, but it's real cool to see how they've come to such a.
Yeah, the new one looks really nice. I saw it the other day, and I was like, "Whoa, what's going on?"
Right.
Caught me off guard with all the video and.
Yeah, it's pretty cool project. Well, straight ahead here on News Now, Vice President Mike Pence, he just landed in Buffalo. We'll take you there coming up.
And beware, phone scams are on the rise again throughout our region. Those stories after the break.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Here we go again. More reports coming in of phone scams throughout the region. One popular ruse is a phone call from the, quote, IRS, saying that you have back taxes overdue and that if they're not paid immediately, you're going to go to jail. Alternatively, scammers may promise you a huge refund if you'll only provide them with personal information. Now, of course, that's always the ultimate goal, getting you to give up crucial information that will allow scammers to steal your identity. According to the actual IRS website, IRS agents will not call you to obtain information. The IRS almost always makes initial contact through a letter through the mail.
Vice President Mike Pence touched down at Buffalo Niagara Airport this morning. Take a look at him coming off of his plane. His plan right now is to meet with business and community leaders and their families. The primary reason for Pence's visit to push President Trump's tax reform plan. He's also expected to visit Performance Advantage, a tool mounting company in Lancaster. Also happening in Buffalo, Governor Cuomo is visiting the John R. O'Shea Children's Hospital to celebrate this new facility on the Buffalo Niagara Medical Campus. The former Buffalo Women's and Children's Hospital is relocating there under this new name. The O'Shea Hospital is officially going to open next month.
Now, your first defense forecast with Dakota Hunter.
Well, good Tuesday, everybody. Man, it was just cold out there this morning. Once again, some of the low temperatures across the region. Jamestown bottomed at 30, Olean with a 28. Ooh, man, that is cold. 34 at Dunkirk. Erie actually dipped down to 39 degrees. But the good news is we kind of get out of this for a little while. The Chautauqua Lake Sky Vision camera, kind of blue skies out there. Take a look at the water there. Looking nice out there on Chautauqua Lake. First Defense Doppler, nice and quiet. No rain to speak of, and that should remain the story throughout the remainder of the week today. Currently at the airport, it is 49 degrees. We have that wind chill of 43, combined with that west wind at 13. Otherwise, kind of nice sunshine out there at the JCC dorms out there on this Tuesday. So your First Defense forecast for this Tuesday, we had that cold start this morning with patchy frost in areas. Otherwise, plentiful sunshine. We get to around 57 degrees, which is not too off from our average high. Average high this time of the year is 59 with that southwest wind 9 to 18. And then for tonight, mainly clear skies. It will be a bit cooler in the valleys, especially around the river valley areas. We'll dip down to around 43 on average. And then for tomorrow, just more sunshine and warmer temperatures as well. We'll shoot for a high of around 66, and that southwest wind still does stay a little bit breezy. And then up on the 7-day forecast, you can see we actually warm up again for the middle of the week. Go back forward. There we go. And you can see plentiful sunshine throughout the week, and we get into a warmer pattern for the weekend. Ryan has sports after the break, so please stay with us.
Chautauqua Audio Works now offers instrument rentals starting at just $17 per month. We're your school's band and orchestra headquarters. the only place with loaners on site. So pick up an instrument today. Order online with the keyword Chautauqua. Shipping straight to your door. With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Located in the St. Elmo building in Chautauqua Institution, La Familia Restaurant is more than a restaurant.
So people love the fact that we are committed to the farm-to-table aspect in our produce and focus on sustainability with our seafood too.
La Familia has signature dishes.
Sirloin filet over on the table. Next is our Aegean chicken and cider brine pork chop.
La Familia even has a singing chef. La Familia, fine dining with a family atmosphere. Let them host your special event today. LaFamiliaCHQ.com.
The Yankees put a hurting on the Astros in Game 3 of the ALCS Monday night. We'll pick it up in the bottom of the second inning. Todd Frazier bangs a 3-run home run to right center. 2 innings later, Aaron Judge at the plate, and look at that strength to the short porch in left field. His second home run of the postseason, but his first since the American League Wild Card Series versus the Twins. The Yankees going to win 8-1, Game 4 tonight at 5 o'clock in the Bronx. Cleveland Cavaliers fans got their first chance to buy the newest sneaker from LeBron James. The LeBron 15 will be available to all customers beginning this morning, but early sales were offered at a pop-up store in his home state to promote the shoe. The LeBron 15 retails for $185. Ouch! To the NFL, where Commissioner Roger Goodell will meet with the players and the owners today to discuss, among other things, how to handle the national anthem protests. At issue is a league policy suggesting but not ordering that players stand for the national anthem. The NFL has not disciplined players who have opted to sit or take a knee during the anthem. And finally, Monday Night Football, what a game. Titans over the Colts 36-22. Titans trying to ice the game late in the fourth quarter, and Derrick Henry does it in style as he stays in bounds and goes 72 yards for the touchdown. Once again, the Titans over the Colts 36-22. From the WNY Sports Now desk, I'm Ryan Hedrick, where it all unfolds here.
The Main Landing Restaurant. Excellent service, awesome food, and a beautiful view.
Everything's made fresh here. We love to be outside, and it's nice inside if it's raining, so we have a choice.
Locals and non-locals agree that the Main Landing is quickly becoming a destination.
It's just so casual, and just the food is amazing.
I love the hamburgers.
But I really like the tuna I had.
The Main Landing Restaurant. Excellent service, awesome food, and a beautiful view.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
And Ohio's couple's quarterback graveyard is getting a lot of attention these days. Tony Tomoto said that if he and his wife came up with the idea back in 2014, they came up with that idea, and that's when they were thinking of how they could decorate their new home for Halloween. You see there. Well, Tony said he first proposed this idea of the graveyard, and his wife thought, well, what the heck? Why don't we just call it the Cleveland Browns quarterback graveyard?
We have a great yard for a graveyard, some type of a graveyard. And my wife goes, well, what about a quarterback graveyard? And I kind of stopped to think, and I was like, that is genius.
And he says the quarterback graveyard continues to grow and grow each year as the Browns continue to suck and suck. They also had to...
Did he really say that part?
No, I just put that in there. He also said that since the Browns have one of the worst records in the NFL, it's pretty fitting for this. And it's actually pretty funny, I think. Everyone decorates their house a little differently, and he's definitely got some national attention.
That's one way to do it.
That would definitely give you something to talk about when you drive by that house. Definitely.
Right. You see the graveyard, and then you see the Cleveland Browns quarterback names on the tombstones and the flag, and it's like, what is going on? Well, speaking of national headlines, our Dakota Hunter wants to go off on a soliloquy about the weather. so we will let him do that.
Well, I was actually going to pop this up as a surprise, but I kind of figured I'd tell our news people so that way they can be prepared for it. But yeah, yesterday I seen a bunch of people putting out these winter season outlooks, and you guys know I have a huge disdain toward long-range weather forecasting. You know, as a weather forecaster, we do look at the computer models past 7 days to see what the computer models are doing for possible weather trends. But that does not necessarily mean we can accurately predict what's going to happen in the future. I hate these seasonal weather outlooks because we have very little skill in forecasting long range. We just can't do it very well. I mean, a lot of people, I've heard both sides to this. We're going to have a very cold and snowy winter. We're going to have a mild winter with very little snow. The bottom line is we just don't know. There is so much we can't do and so much we don't know in this science that putting out these seasonal outlooks is just silly. And quite frankly, you know, everybody goes back to the Farmer's Almanac. Well, that thing is meteorologically worthless. I mean, that thing's hardly ever right. And most of these times, these outlooks hardly ever verify. I mean, literally, you could go to the Buffalo Zoo, get Luna the polar bear to throw a dart, and it'd be about as good as this stuff. I mean, we're just not good at these seasonal weather outlooks, so don't trust them.
Well.
I love Dakota Hunter. With that, let's throw up a weather graphic and get out of here.
All right. Now, since I'm thoroughly grumpy, for the next 7 days of your life.
So this is accurate, right?
Yes.
Okay.
This is accurate. Yes. So for the next 7 days of your life, we're going to pretty much be warming up throughout the middle of the week. And take a look at that plentiful sunshine through the weekend. Take a look at those temperatures on the weekend. Back into the 70s before we start to cool off again on Monday. But we also bring in that rain chance again, too, which we do kind of need. So it's fall.
All right, Dakota. We'll, of course, continue to look at your forecast, sir. Thank you very much. That's News Now for today. We are back tomorrow. Be sure to visit us at WNYNewsNow.com. Lots of big headline story that we just reported on. They repeat right there on our website. Have a good